Yeah, my name is Praveen Kumar Tomar. May I audible to everyone? No? अभी प्रीव्यू गया नहीं होगा. Should I start? Should I start? May I audible to everyone? Yeah. Yeah. Should I start? My name, myself Praveen Kumar Tomba. I'm basically belong to IIMT College of Management, and today we are discuss about the overview about the software testing, and this is a critical phase of a SDLC software life cycle, and this is basically used for designing the software and check it the software is designed. This is a right or a wrong. Today we are discuss about content. First, we are introduced about the software testing, and then we are discuss about the what is our software testing. Then we are discuss objectives of a testing. Then we are goes to our goals. Then methodology. Then we are follow to a software testing life cycle phase, and another we are discussed to a testing labels, and we performs of a types of a performance testing. Then finally we are concluding over there. Now we are starting to a software testing. Basically testing is a procedure to help the identify the correctness or completeness the quality of a develop computer software with in the mind. Testing can be never complicated establish the correctness of computer software. This is a definition given by the author, and this is verification process to finally software is produced right or wrong, that is working is properly or not. And another definition is given over there. There are many of approaches to a software testing, from using aim tool to automated testing, but effective testing of a complex product is essentially a project of investigation, not merely a matter of creating and following rules of procedure. So we are already discussed. This is a procedure to finding a software designed by the developer is will be perfect or not. Then we are another definition given by the IEEE is 1059. Through the some standards are going over there. Definition is a process of analyzing a software item to detect the difference between existing and requirement conditions and evaluate the feature of a software items. Yes, we are coming to a software testing phase. This is basically a fourth phase of a software development life cycle. And initially phase, we had taken the requirement for the customer. Then we are moving to an analysis phase. We are analyzing all over the projects and check all the feasibilities and requirements, and requirement related to a money, man, and another one requirements coming in and into a requirement analysis phase. Then we are going to a designing phase, and designing phase basically recycle. We're designing the process of what to move over there, and we are designing over our DFDs and ER diagrams over there, and we are decided to which flow we can be forward to our data. And another the phase is come to a this is a basically a implementation phase. In that phase we are code the program, and then finally we are come to a testing phase. And testing phase, developing team is giving only a exe file to a tester, and tester is basically check it is working according to a customer requirement or customer need, it is working or not. This is a execution software is in a simultaneous or real environment and using input select somehow. Yani कि this is basically a cross check process. We have produced some inputs over there, and we are input certain values over there and check this is a perfectly working over there. I'm just giving a certain example, a real life example over there. We are taking the example of a Gmail ID. There is a Gmail ID. One text box is a username, another text box is a password, and then we are click to a login. First, we are enter a text into a login name, and we are inserted over there. Then text, for example, my ID is Praveen.kumar1909 entered over there, and then we are going to a password. We are passwords writing down over there, and finally click to a login, and with the combinations of inputs for the username and password, we are correctly information check out to our database. This information is also available to our database, and cross verification is it will be a okay. Then go to a nest page, and if that is not okay, then it is not goes to a nest page, and stop to a that page. Then finally objective of a testing, basically basic objective of a testing, finding a error that in the time of develop to a developing team or a implementation team, and that technical word in the time of testing, that is called a bug. In the time of testing, we are already call a bug, that we don't call the errors. And another point, demonstrate a given software product matching is requirement specification. This is finally a cross check process. This is a cross verify to a SRS. This is developed in the time of a designing phase. Okay, that is a working or a not, and this is a matching process. Okay, SRS, in the time of SRS, you check the output is perfect or not. And another one is a validation the quality of software testing using a minimum cost and efforts. And we are cross checking software testing using a minimum cost and effort, reduce the time of effort. Then we are going to a generate high quality test cases, performance efficient test, and issue correct and helpful problem report. Then finally, the cross check to the software and generated a text cases. In every cases we have generated, or so many text cases are generated in a one page, and check effectively for the test, and it is where correct or click is working is a correct, and then it is not working are correct. Then you finally hand over the report to a up to the upper module. There are some terms are implemented over there. The terms are error, bug, fault, and failure. And we are talking about the error. Error, basically, it is a human action that produce the incorrect result that produce a fault. This is error basically generated in the time of developing time that produce the incorrect result, and that fault over there, that is fault done by the developer. And another one is a bug. And bug basically generated in the time of testing, that is basically a presencing of an error in the time of execution of the software. We are if we are taking the example, and same example over there, we are taking the Gmail example. We are writing down combinations of a text box that is taken the combinations of a alphanumeric word, text, uppercase, lowercase, and special characters, and numbers also are there. And we are generate your username in the combination of following over there. For example, I am taking a Praveen.kumar1909, that is the taken the combination uppercase, lowercase, and numbers and special characters. And another term is called fault test time of developing some faults are may be a runtime error. That term is called a fault. And failure, deviation of a software from its expected result, it is an event. That is a failure if the final output is not produced over there, and your resultant is that required, that is not executed over there. Then we are comes to a goals of a testing. There are certain goals are there. First one is a detect fault. Finally, I already discussed over there. This is a process to finding the faults that is come in the time of developing or in the time of execution. And another one is establish confidence in our software, and we can generate a confidence over the software, that is our software is working properly or not. And then finding a evaluate property of a software, and we have a cross check process over there. There's all the properties of a software is working over there, and certain properties are checked over there. One is a reliability. Finally, we can faith on over their project or not. This is a reliable, this will be a safe or not. And we have gone to a performance, check the performance, how many users work in a one time into a software, and how much memory we are use over there. Not a large memory space are required over there. And security, this is a much better issue over there. If we are our software is secure, or store the data in an encryption form, and your data is available into a safe mode, then that a client use of the software. Otherwise, client is not use if it is not secure. Then we have a usability, then easy to use and user friendly of the software. This is the basic goals of a software testing. Then we are moving to a methodology of a software testing. There are the two types of methodology we are going over there. First one is a white box testing, another one is a black box testing. Just we are going over there, just write down, just tell me about the tell the differences between the white box testing and black box testing. Basic difference between a white band or black box testing. In come to a black box testing, black box white box testing, the tester should necessary a knowledge of a code, and it is checked by the same as a developer, checking all of the code over there, and finally check the execution is working over there or not. In a white box testing, the tester should knowledge of a code and also our testing knowledge. And tests are based on the coverage of a code statement, branches, paths, and conditions over there. And black box testing, there is a no code execution is a requirement, and no code to know about the tester. And this is a internal program design of code required. Just checking process is know about by the tester. There is a no requirement for the code. Tests are based on the requirement and functionality, and that is a process, basically it's cross verification process. The requirement is fulfill all the functionality or not. White box testing, just giving the example over there, we just create a test data over there, tested if component is working over there, then finally produce the output. If the data is not produced or code is not working, then repeat up action going to the over there. Then we are moving to a black box testing, just giving us some input over there as per the customer needs, and inputs the values over there, and finally check the output is come to according to a SRS or not. If we are taking the examples of same Gmail ID, we are inserting a data for a Gmail ID Praveen.kumar1909. This is a text we are clicking, and then we are moving to a password. If we are blank our user ID, that is not going to a password. And before using of a password, we cannot move to a password icon. Without filling of a username, we cannot move to a password icon. And initial information we can store down over there, cross check over there, and then move to a final output. This is called a black box testing. There is a certain phases are follow on the software testing life cycle phases. First one is a text planning. Another being a text analysis, text design, construction, text cycle, final testing, and implementation. And same, we are working for the SDLC. First, we are plan for the text, preparing our text cases. Uh, if we are taking the some example of same a login ID, one text box created so many text cases over there, and so many text cases check in over there. If output is produced is right, so filling on over there, and if output is not working properly, then it is produced over there. Then we are analyzing all the text cases, then we are designing over there the test cases, then it's cross check all the text cases, and following a text cascade, and final checking all of over there, and finally implement of the life cycle. The same as working over the SDLC that is discussed previous in my lecture. And requirement study and the testing cycle start with a study of client requirement. As per the requirement is come for the client, that the testing is come into a cycle, and understand of the requirement is very essential for testing the product. That is a requirement study, that is basically dependent of the custom client, that is changes in the duration, in the time of current time, the user requirement are frequently change over there. Then the testing is comes to a requirement study phase. Then we are analyzing our planning, and analyzing our planning, we are cover our text objective and coverage, text but we are final objective of our text cases. And if we are taking also example of a Gmail, then the login name basic purpose is finally insert some text over there, and finally clicking by the user, then is perform same cases. Then overall schedule check over by the analysis part, finally in which time that is complete by the software, how much fund are implemented over there, how much persons are implemented over there, what standards and methods are implemented over there, that is already governed by the government, that is follow over there. Then we are going to a resource requirement include necessary training. If my training team is required some training, then we have companies provide over there. Otherwise is moving this is goes to a design, is to a developing phase. Then roles and responsibility of team members, we can describe all the responsibilities and roles of your team members, and which tool you are use over there, construct the software. Then we are creating our text cases and design and development component. One text cases is create to a username, identify text specification design, what requirements are to over there, and finally present our review over there. Then text execution, code review, code is working, is right or wrong, text execution and evaluation, write down the text over there, it is working or not, evaluate it is work or not. Then performance simulation, that check the performance, or in a performance testing we can check the stress, how much stress are taken by the software. Then text closure, this is a basically summary of the text of the project, and project debrief, and finally a documentation, prepare the documentation for the final process. Then we are moving to our text process analysis done on the report, and improving the application performance by implementing new technology and additional feature. This is the analysis process. Finally come to a final report over there, improve the application performance, how to improve our application performance, and implement new technologies over there, and some additional feature are going on over there. Just we are taking the examples of a Paytm, just starting of the Paytm, there is a certain tools or certain modules are over there, but right now there is a so much tools are over there. Just for example of COVID-19 is also are available on a Paytm. We can donate some money into a PM care funds, and this is basically dependent on the additional feature. In the time of additional feature, how much are requirements on over there. Then some testing are over there. This is a three basic testing are used over there. One is a unit testing, another one is a integration testing, and another one is a system testing. Then unit testing, we are talking about the individual module or individual web page testing that is done by the white box testing or done by the developer. This is a finally check the logic of a program, and this type of checking is called a unit testing. And integration testing, once all the module has been unit test, integrate testing is performed. Of all the module are checked over there, then we are going to a integration testing. And integration testing is basically a cross verification process of checking the all of the software is connected, web pages are similarly working on over there. Just we are taking a same example of a Gmail over there. If we are composing a some mail over there, compose your mail, and we can include some text over there. That information can be reflected into a three module. One is goes to a send, one is goes to a outbox, one goes to a spam. There is a so much module over there. And if we are talking about the compose mail, there is a collected modules are over there. Is one is a compose mail, one that mail is goes to a send mail, or goes to a outbox, or goes to a draft. This is a three pages also connected over integration testing, and this is checked by the team or tester. Okay, that is a integrating a working over there, or simultaneously it is working over there. Another one is taken by the example of a same bank account statement. If we are withdrawal some amount from the ATM, that is reflected in my account or reflected my summary in reflected else anywhere. That is called a system testing. Then we are moving to a system testing. System testing, basically whole of the testing is comes to a system, and this is a verification process. The all hardware and software requirements are easily work on over there and check the system functions and performance has been achieved, and that some type of testing is done over there. One is comes to a alpha testing, one is come to a beta testing, another one is called to a acceptance testing, another comes to a performance testing. And we are discuss about the alpha testing. Alpha testing is come in the dead time the testing is finished on over there. The tester is finalized, that is a software is are ready to produce to a client side. Then client is come to a developer end, that is cross check the software, is it fulfill or not. Is it fulfill, it is okay, then move to a client side. Then beta testing comes into a screen. Beta testing basically done in the time the software is installed in the client end, and client is finally cross verification, cross verify. Okay, that is a requirement goes by the business analyst, that is fulfill or not. Finally, acceptance testing. Acceptance testing basically check after the alpha testing and beta testing, finally accepted and sign the document, and finally take off all remaining fund to a company. Then performance testing. Performance testing basically we check on the performance of the software to how it is working, how much capacity it is handle on, how much stress is going on, how much stress is taken gone over there. For example, we are taking the example of your results. If the results is come a certain date and so many users comes check your result, then almost size are crash over there. This is the check of the performance, how the software is working on over there, or the website is working on over there. We are also discuss also alpha testing, beta testing, acceptance testing, and performance testing also. And some testing are comes on over there: stress testing, volume testing, configuration testing, compatibility testing, regression testing, recovery testing, maintenance testing, document testing, and usability. Stress basically load check, volume, how many client one single time it can be handled, configuration, how much hardware configuration is requirement to install the software, check it by the hardware compatibility as well as the software compatibility, and then regression testing after come after the scene that the come after the in the scene in the picture that the software is produced into a client end, and client some add on some functions for on your software on his projects, and then only check that module that added by the after a completion of software. Then a maintenance testing basically provided by the some duration with duration maybe at 1 year easily working on over there. Document testing is working on, and usability testing is finally uh, tester is finally checking the software is it is working properly working or used by the client or not. And finally, conclusion of all about my software testing. This is a cost effective. The testing must be concerned on an area where it will be a most effective. The finally testing done by the in the large project size is going on, then we are testing comes on overseen, and we are the testing should be planned such that when testing is stopped for whatever reason, the most effective testing in the time allocated has already had been done. And another one, the absence of an organization testing policy may be result is too much effort and money will be spent of testing and attempting to achieve a level of quality that is impossible or unnecessary. This is a basically final testing, and so much fund is taken by the in the time of testing. So much fund are occupied in the time of testing, and we can produce a better results of our software and final, and all of the success of our software is finally dependent of the testing field. And if the testing is correct, then software is working is properly, or it is not working over there, testing is not conducted, that is a crisis of a software, or crisis software is not working properly. The client if the client is not satisfied, that is not given a certain feedbacks over there, or don't satisfy by you, that are testing a initial phase of any software designing life cycle, and we are taken by the references of a Google's of a Wikipedia or another testing tools are over there. And thank you. Any other questions regarding for that topic, then please come to a chat box. And if any doubts or any other queries, so please come on over there, and I will solve all the queries. That's all about of today classes. Thank you so much. Any other questions?